Was it dysfunctional of me, Father, to run back to you? I was wounded for true, but I did not come this far in you to lose. There was a victory to be had, that despite the arrows in my back, I could one day get past, sit back, laugh. Perhaps I would stay this way. Perhaps I made the mistake in not seeking refuge when I should have. But I walked in your name, so it could not have been that. The righteous run into your name, and so why did I not find myself safe? I was caught unawares by an enemy so great that I found myself lowered and wounded in this stricken state. They cut me, hit me, cut me with the arrow's own blade. They nicked me, handpicked me, and took me down into this plane. It riddled me, crippled me back into this worship. I begged, God, restore me with every breath I gave. I could not stand to shiver, to show them in faith, to break down, to quiver, to give over to shame. Because if I utter, if I proclaim, if I stand on your name, if I fall or am broken, if I am torn down again, I would still call, still whisper, still seek out your face, still call, still whisper, still hold fast your name. What is this broken estate, this low down place? A wounded worshiper would be wounded and still speak his name, still seek his face, will incur injury, be beaten down of brain, and still cry silently, still cry out his name with every inhale, every exhale. I dare not exclaim, great is thy mercy, thy tenderness, thou swallowest my shame. The Lord my God, unto thee do I give up the very breath of my being, the very breath thereof. Oh Lord, oh my God, I will only come to you, my Father, but to come to you wounded makes my heart want to harden. To come to you wounded and worship you still, I do not want the truth to be that the wounded worshiper was here. I could be blessed. I could love you without searing blades in my chest, without blood spilled from my neck, without arrows in my back, without spears cutting my breath. I could love you conflict free. Because what is this madness that has befallen me? What is this fashioned love for your deity? Why are you everything in my life I do seek? Why would I be wounded and still worship thee? You have made me a daughter. Why do I suffer these things? If you love me and favor me, show me such things. Bless me in bounty, abounding with a sense of compassion and a father's urgency. Make haste. Make haste about me, unless I be found a wounded worshiper and nothing more. I saw, as it were, a woman, warrior, daughter, hurt, agonized over the pain of loving the Lord anyway. She worshipped with a be that as it may kind of praise, a nevertheless kind of trust. Though the arrows did further thrust, she never wavered, never flinched, never got up. I could only see her give her breath to God, who in turn in kind gave it right back to her. I saw, as it were, a woman stuck. I came to know that these wounds were not unto death. I grabbed the arrow from behind my shoulder and I shot it with my best. Grabbed the arrow from my side, neck, arm, and chest, and I gathered 3 of them and shot it with my best. I made my enemies, who had left me for dead, I saw them far away, and I let go with depth. I grabbed the arrows, each one from my back, grabbed the arrow stricken from my head, drew my bow, and let it go with my best. I buried my enemies because they were dead. I cried with my mouth, I cried with my breast. I took the arrows and fired them, each one after the rest, each one taking down the next. My enemies could not withstand my best. I was wounded, a worshiper, but that was not my best. I am a lover of God, a friend, and his best. I am a soldier. I am of a naval command, deployed at best. I sojourned, as it were, through territory upon territory, covered terrain in the spirit that would have made its best of me if I would have gone near it without the clearance. I'd been tired for a long time. I had grown tired of the God who helped me do a hard thing and desperately craved to know him in the ease. I ached, craved. I didn't really recognize the bleed. I was vulnerable. And the enemy shot after shot after shot after shot after shot after shot. A barrage of arrows fallen unto me. There was no part that had not been cut, that did not bleed. I crumbled down, broken to my knees, arms at the side, before I could even see. I decided to stop, to sit, and to breathe, because the God of Adam into my nostrils would have to blow life back into me, because if he wanted me to continue, he'd have to recreate the whole thing. He'd have to breathe life into me. Inhale, exhale. The God of my very being, of all the tongues, of all the languages, God understands the breath I breathe. It was all I had left, having had all but the wind knocked out of me. I would offer it next. One breath, silence, slow heartbeat. I could not concern myself with the mess psychologically. I kept thinking, I cannot be the wounded worshiper. God, you've got to do more for me. So I made an altar right there on my knees, that the blood spilled in which I sat was none that could redeem. So I took one more deep breath. And well, I could gather it all back. Once more I could see. I could reach and grab the arrows from my neck, every sore spot that was bleeding, and I shot back with my best, took the very lives of my enemies. I got rid of every arrow. There was absolutely none left. I took up my shield, my sword, my salvation upon me. I took up the truth, the very gospel upon my feet, the breastplate of righteousness adjusted in becoming. I would, as it were, continue to walk, continue to teach, continue to have thought, continue to preach. I would, as it were, recover all that had been taken toll upon me, every sneaking, slithering, lying tongue, and evil thing, every host that would rise up to itself would condemn its own being. Every curse, accusation, every lie spoken against me is a coal heaped upon the heads of me and my enemies. We out here now. I can triumph, conquer, and spread more easily that Jesus is the Lord, the Redeemer, and the very Christ of my being. Amen.